blocked out by this angry and unbridged artery of water. There had been shambolic and disastrous attempts to craft boats, but skittish horses and poor craftsmanship had seen each effort fail. Zolt himself had spent entire days gazing over at the pasture and croplands, and that was nothing compared to the greater treasures rumoured to lie further south. His side's Cam had regaled them with tales of the towering spires of marble, terraced orchards, and golden palaces that lay beyond the eye's reach. But then he recalled the old storyteller's voice, throaty and crackly, falling low as he warned the steel-clad sentinels who guarded these lands and their riches. The legions. No longer, Zolt whispered, his lips quirking at one side. He had witnessed the chaos that had unfolded after the Goths had been allowed to cross the river 5 years ago on a now long-gone bridge of boats. Hundreds of thousands of them, lost prey for the Huns. At first it had all gone quiet. Then he had noticed a slow thinning of the dutiful Roman watchmen on the stone turrets that dotted these southern banks, hearing cries from others summoning them away. Gradual at first, then a sudden and complete withdrawal. The Cam had translated for those who did not know the Roman tongue. Fire and steel sing across Roman Thracia, he had said. The Goths are in revolt. Soon the great stone turrets and forts were empty, the parapets bare. The hinterland, too, devoid of imperial soldiers, wagons and mule trains taking wheat and wine between the distant cities. The war with the Goths had been like a tornado, sucking everyone and everything towards the heart of the Roman lands, far from this now forgotten border. The memories faded, and his eyes once again beheld the faint smoke column. Had some brave Roman or Goth dared to make a home here again? Whatever structures we find there, we will raise. We will take the people's heads and rope them to our saddles, fill our bags with their precious things. As his men cheered, he pulled on a baked leather helm and a trailing soft leather aventail, the V-shaped brow band giving his already baleful face the look of a hungry predator. 150 of his men had crossed the bridge now. Enough, he thought, eager to act, to urge his horse on across the frost-veined ground and lead the charge. The rest can catch up. He dipped his head, filled his lungs, and shaped his lips to roar them onwards. But the flat-faced rider beside him decided to snatch his thunder. Forward! For Tengri, the Sky God! The awe in God drew out into an awe as Flatface saw something blur up from the south, near the smoke column, and hurtle up through the grey sky. Zolt and the rest of the riders stared up too, muttering in awe, then rising in a clamour of fright as the strange object began to dip, speeding down towards them. Flatface's mouth was still open in astonishment when the smooth ball of granite, half as big as his head, punched through his face like a fist through a watermelon. Blood, skull and brain showered all behind him in the heartbeat before the rock then plunged on down and into the ice bridge's southern end. Flatface's headless body swayed and listed in the saddle as his horse bolted ahead onto the hallowed southern plain, taking the sagging corpse on its final journey. Zolt and the rest of the riders gawped at the sight, then jolted at the stark crack that rang out behind them. Zolt twisted in his saddle to stare at the two jagged lines shooting from each side of the hole where the rock had smashed through the ice. More than 100 riders were on the bridge, and each of them halted, grasped by fear. Move! 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 Zolt stammered. His cries were drowned out by what sounded like a groan from a waking giant as the bridge shifted and tilted violently. Showers of frost and freezing water sprayed up. Horses and men fell and slid as huge sheets of ice rose like the fins of river monsters, with gouts of foaming water